Hey there, just wanted to make a quick gear guide for all the people that have been asking me. I don't think you need any third-party websites. The game tells you pretty much everything you need to know. There's gonna be maybe like 5% or something where it gets wrong. It doesn't really get it wrong, but it just recommends something slightly different that is still good. Just making a quick video before I head to the gym. So if we go into the character screen, let's start with Nanali. Up in the top right corner, you're gonna see character guide. This is only gonna be available if you're hunter level 30 plus, which is unfortunate. So you won't see this until you're hunter level 30 plus, and that's when you're gonna have to really start worrying about gear anyway. So in the bottom right side and in the top left side, you're gonna have stats and they're gonna be ordered in the order that they recommend the most. So anema damage bonus is the most recommended and flat attack is the least recommended. So that's gonna be the order. Then they have the weapon, which is one downside because they only list one S rank and one A rank weapon. So obviously we have Ready, which is Nanali's limited weapon. It's obviously gonna be the best weapon for her. And then they have an A rank listed. Unfortunately, they do not list other S ranks. If I press here, it just takes me to my weapon. But Raging Flame should be the best free-to-play option we have. I think a better option is the Battle Pass weapon if you need something in between Raging Flames and Ready. This one is like 1 or 2% lower than Raging Flames, so even if you were to just use the recommended in here, it's not a huge damage loss. They have the Tetris recommended set as well. All the guide websites are using the same set as the in-game, so this is what you're gonna be running. So you can just look at this. The character abilities you can just ignore. It always tells you to put everything at 4. Although some of them you might not want to at 4 because why do you need basic attack at 4 on a character that only casts their skill? You know what I mean? You don't really, yeah, you don't need that. Then they have the set over here on console. Almost all the time it's gonna be the correct set. There's a few exceptions. If we go to MC, this weapon is the recommended MC weapon as well. It's like 1% lower than Day Off, but Day Off only works on AoE mobs. So on bossing content, this weapon is actually better. So if you just want an overall weapon that's good for every content, this weapon is better, but Day Off is better for AoE mob stages. Just if you wanted to know for reference. It does list Lost Radiance on here, but I'm pretty sure Speedy Hedgehog is like 1% better or something. But keep in mind, effect does not stack. If we go to Hanel, which has Speedy Hedgehog recommended, effect does not stack. So if you have another character on the team with Speedy Hedgehog, then you're gonna want Lost Radiance on the main character. But if there's nobody else with Speedy Hedgehog in the team, then main character can use Speedy Hedgehog and it's like a 1% damage increase. As I said, it's very minimal changes. You're gonna get like 95-98% of the information you need just from this. You don't really need YouTube videos on your second monitor, build guides, third-party websites. You don't really need that. You can just follow the in-game guide and you'll be fine, just fine. So that should be everything that's on the first page. Then level up materials, it just tells you how much it costs from level 40 to 50. It tells me it costs 24 and I have 208. It costs 6 and I have 19. It costs this much Beetle coins. This is the boss material it costs. I have 0 and it costs 8. So it says inefficient material. This tells you, this basically just grade your character where you're at. So it's A grade. My Nanalie is S grade because she's level 50.
What should we do today?
So it just tells you how far away you are from max upgrade. This tells you your weapon. Again, it lists the grade. If you have it under level 50, it won't give you a S grade, obviously. It has the recommended weapon and then your weapon. Obviously, the S-Bus abilities, it tells you how much it costs to upgrade all of them to level 4, in case you wanted to know.
This pain you're sharing with me.
Another new day.
Then you have the console.
What should we do? Another. What should we do today?
It tells you the main stats here on the right side. That's the stats you want for this one, usually. You can argue that maybe you want crit main stat for this one. But yeah, this is how they rate the stat bonuses. So they say anemia damage is best, and crit rate and crit damage and attack bonus. And here they say for attributes, anemia, crit rate, and universal damage sub-attribute property recommendations. I have never seen anemia damage on a sub piece, but I guess it's possible if it's listed. I'm not sure that it's actually possible. But that is the recommended substats and recommended main stat. If you press obtain, it'll just show you where you can get it. And I have never actually pressed the rewind button, so I'm not sure what it does.
I'm free after work.
Oh, it's just if you want to pool more consoles here. That's basically all it does. There is an auto equip down here. I don't recommend you use it because it is pretty awful usually. It puts some random ass. It always prioritizes gold pieces, so even if the gold pieces are terrible, it will put the gold pieces on, and it's just not very optimized. Don't auto equip, just equip manually. It does show you the, as I said, it shows you how to do the Tetris pieces and your set, so, and the stats, so you can easily do it yourself. You don't need to auto equip. It's kind of terrible, so don't do it. Just avoid that. That is basically everything. In the top here, it does say your bonus increases crit rate by 6% for every type 2 module equipped. That is going to be different for every character. This has percentage attack for type 3 modules. She also has crit rate. She has attack for type 3 modules. She has HP for type 2. Attack for type 3. Attack for type 3. Cosmo damage for type 3. So they're all gonna have different effects. You don't really need to worry about this as long as you follow the recommended Tetris pieces, then this doesn't really have to worry you. The only exception is you could go full 2 set on Nanally to stack as much crit rate as you want, so you can go 2, 2, 2, 2, only use 2 pieces. You do give up the set bonus that you get from this, but I'm actually not sure on the math which is better. If it's better to have the set bonus or if it's better to go full crit rate. Because right now, if you do have, I can show you, if you do have an anemia damage bonus console, as you can see here I have 30%, then you cannot reach that high crit rate. You can reach 59 at max. But obviously, if you were to get crit rate on this, you can reach a lot higher. I have crit rate on this. If you just pick it to max, that's 24% crit rate more. That would leave me at 84% crit rate. If I wanted to get 100% crit rate, I would have to only push two pieces here. So this 3 piece, I would remove the 2 piece and the 2 piece and the 2 piece, because I get 6% crit on all of them, plus you can still have crit substats, so I would get 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So you see the crit rate stacks up very quickly, but you do give up the set bonus of the extra crit damage, which might be worth it. That's the only thing Nanally has that's different than most characters, because her E-skill does give her crit damage. So that's something to keep in mind, but most characters you do not need to think about this. You just follow the gear guide and you will be completely set. That's all you really need to know. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoy NTE, and see you next time.